Hello. It's good to see you. Today, we're going to make some soup. This is so exciting. I love to make soup in the wintertime. I mean, it's just cold outside. It's usually yucky. Actually, today it's beautiful, but you have just long spells of just yucky days, and you're stuck in the house, and it's the perfect time to make some soup. Now, if you've never made soup before, but you've wanted to try it, I think this is a great recipe to start with. We're going to be making dill pickle soup, which I've never made before. We did in the past, we have made dill pickle cupcakes. We made pickle cupcakes, and there's a video in my playlist, my cooking and baking playlist. You can see how we made dill pickle cupcakes, and they were surprisingly good. I didn't think I was going to like them. I mean, it sounds gross. Like, why would you want it? Ugh. But they were really good, and they have bits of pickle in them and pickle juice, and the icing you make yourself, but it's really easy. You make this icing that has bourbon in it, a little bit of bourbon. So good. It was delicious. It goes really well with that pickle flavor. It's a very interesting little cupcake. But today we're making dill pickle soup. And this is a great recipe if you've never cooked before, if you've never made soup before, you could totally do this. It's very simple. They say that the prep time is 10 minutes. It's really quick, and it only has to cook for 30 minutes on the stovetop. You don't need any special stuff to make it. You just need a pot. I have a big old pot on the stove. I hope it's big enough. That's the biggest pot I have. So I think it'll work fine. You just need a pot and a burner, and that's it. And we're going to be preparing everything right back here. It's really quick, really simple. And the ingredients are really simple too. These are ingredients you can get at any supermarket. Nothing weird in this recipe at all, just basic ingredients. So what do you need to make dill pickle soup? And I'll put the recipe in the description if you want it. You don't have to remember what I'm telling you. You can look it up. Now this is going to serve 8 people. So you're going to get 8 servings out of this. So you're going to need 5½ cups of chicken broth. So I just picked up some great value reduced sodium chicken broth because I wasn't sure how salty it was going to end up being, especially with you put quite a bit of pickle juice in here too. So I thought I would start with reduced sodium chicken broth. And if it's not salty enough, I could just add some salt later. You also need some russet potatoes. I have a bag here. You need 1 3/4 pounds russet potatoes, peeled and quartered. So I have my potatoes here ready to go. And this is 5 pounds, but I can just use the leftover potatoes for some mashed potatoes or something. You also need 2 cups of chopped carrots, smaller dice. And I have a container of Grimway Farms whole carrots here for my carrots. I think I could get 2 cups out of there. You also need a cup of chopped dill pickles, and these are going to be smaller dice as well. And it said you're going to need the equivalent of about 3 whole pickles, 3 large pickles whole. So I picked up 2 jars of these spears, since they already have to be cut up, I got 2 jars of these because we're also going to need pickle juice in this recipe. And I didn't think there would be enough juice in here for the recipe. I really don't know. So I just picked up 2 jars of that. You need 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. So I have my stick of butter here. And 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sour cream. And I picked up this great value, just original sour cream. This is just 8 ounces here. And we used this exact same sour cream in the last recipe we did, and it was the exact same amount. It's just a coincidence. You also need 1/4 cup of water. And you need 2 cups of dill pickle juice. And there is a little note in the recipe that not all pickle juice is the same. I never really thought about it, but they said, some pickle juice is a lot saltier than other pickle juice, depending on the brand. So it says that you definitely want to taste the soup before you add any more salt to it, because it may already be plenty salty enough. So 2 cups of dill pickle juice, You need 1.5 teaspoons of Old Bay seasoning. And I just bought this because this is not really something that we use. So I picked up just a little thing. You can get one that's like twice that big. I just got a little thing of Old Bay seasoning. You need 1/2 teaspoon of coarsely ground pepper. And I have my little Stone Mill Essentials pepper mill here from Aldi. So you need 1/2 teaspoon of coarsely ground pepper. You also need 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I just picked up a little Great Value cayenne pepper here. And for optional garnishes, if you want to do just like a little bit of garnish on the top of your soup, you can add sliced dill pickles, fresh dill, and black pepper. And I did pick up some fresh dill. This is from That's Tasty, pure organic flavor. I picked up this fresh dill in the produce section at Walmart this morning. So we can garnish it with that and a little bit of pickle slices and some black pepper on there. Yummy. And that's it. That's all you need. There are not a lot of steps to prepare this. You don't have to do anything wild or weird. If you ever wanted to try to cook, this would be a great recipe for you to start with. That's all the ingredients you need, and all you need is a pot and like a bowl, like a medium-sized bowl to mix some stuff together in to go in the pot. And that's it. That's a spoon to stir it with. And that's it. That's all you need. So we're going to go ahead and start getting everything into the pot before we start mixing stuff in the bowl. So let's go ahead and make dill pickle soup. Well, I cannot go any further without showing you my bowls. Look at this. These are from Zak Designs, Z-A-K, exclamation point. Now I'm going to use this largest bowl to put my peeled and quartered potatoes into. But I wanted to show you before I start peeling my potatoes and putting them in there. Look at these pretty things. I found this set in an antique store, but it's not an antique. You can actually get these on Amazon, and I'm sure other places online. Now you have to be careful with them. These are just mixing bowls. You can't put them in the oven or the microwave. I wouldn't even put them in the dishwasher. I hand wash these, and I don't subject them to extremes of heat and cold. Like I don't put them in the refrigerator or anything like that. But they have held up beautifully. I've had these for quite a while, and we've used them a lot. You just want to take good care of them. And you can get these in different colors. They have different colors of sets of bowls like this. I really like this one though. So I'm going to be using this one to put my potatoes in. And I'll probably use this one for my carrots. But I wanted to show you these before I fill them up with stuff. Before I go any further, I have to show you this. I just purchased this. This is a little Black & Decker one-touch chopper. And if you don't like to cut up vegetables, you don't like to deal with it, this thing is great. I've never had one of these before. I got this on Amazon. It was really inexpensive. I think it was about $20, $25. Super easy to use, super simple to clean. I use this to do the carrots for this soup. And it's very simple. These are the only pieces that you have to really clean, and I'm going to clean them again before I dry it before I put it away. But you have this very simple little blade that just sets down in there like that. And you have this part, it holds up to 3 cups, and it just sits right down here like this. Make sure it's, in there properly. And then to pulse it, you're going to set this lid on top. And I don't have it plugged in, but you just press it like that to pulse it until whatever you have in here is chopped up to the point that you want it to be, just however finely chopped you want it. And then you just take it out and it's all done. So if you don't like to chop up vegetables, which honestly I don't, I hate doing that. I don't know why, I just hate doing it. This thing is so easy, and it's so easy to clean and operate, and it's not expensive at all. It's fantastic. I hadn't planned on showing you this, but this was my first time using it. It is so simple, and it's little, and it doesn't take up much space. I think it's fantastic. But I saw it on Amazon, and I thought I would just give it a try. It's the Fresh Prep one-touch chopper, and it has a 3-cup capacity, and you can cut up all kinds of stuff. You can do vegetables, bread, you know, whatever. You can put all kinds of stuff in here. The instructions give you a chopping guide, and you can do like bread, fruits and vegetables, nuts, cookies and crackers, parsley and other leafy herbs, and chocolate squares or chips. You can cut up a bunch of stuff with this thing. So for a recipe like this, it's really handy because I really hate cutting up carrots because they're just so hard. This makes it so much easier. It's super quick to do it. It took no time. I just peeled the carrots and cut them into just little segments and stuck them in there, and you know, it took no time to do it. And I would also recommend getting a vegetable peeler if you don't have one. I thought I had one. I couldn't find it. I do have one, but I don't know where it is. So I had to do it the old-fashioned way with a paring knife, and I was peeling potatoes, and it reminds me of when my dad was in the Navy, and he talked about having to peel potatoes. Like if you ever got in trouble, they would send you to the mess hall and make you peel potatoes. So it just made me think of that. Okay, I just had to take a minute and show you that because this is great. I wish I had more stuff to chop up because that was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed doing it. So that's the Black & Decker little Fresh Prep one-touch chopper. We are now ready to start our soup. Now the first thing we're going to do with this big old pot is we're going to add our chicken broth, and we need 5½ cups of our chicken broth. You might be able to use vegetable broth or whatever kind of broth you may have. It's probably fine. There's most of it. A little bit more. So there we have our 5½ cups of broth, and we also want to add the potatoes, carrots, and butter. Here I have the carrots. I did that with my little chopper. Look at that. Isn't that great? It was so quick. Carrots, and I have my potatoes. These are big pieces, but it said to peel them and quarter them, so these are going to be big pieces. I don't really know the best way to get them in there. Oh, they're splashy. I don't like that. There's no delicate way to get them in there. You just chunk them in there. All right, and our butter. So I have my butter here. I'm going to put that in there, and it's slowly warming up. Now, we want to bring this to a boil and cook it until the potatoes are tender. So we're going to let this start to boil, let it come to a boil. It is boiling nicely. The potatoes are nice and tender. Now the next step is that we have to add the pickles. So I have my little cut up pickles. I just cut these myself. I didn't bother to put them in the thing. So we're going to put our pickles in here and let it continue to boil. Those pieces of potato are so big, but they're tender. Okay, so we're going to add that in and let that continue to boil. While it does that, it says in a medium bowl, I don't know if this is medium enough, but we're going to try to use this one. In a medium bowl, stir together flour, sour cream, and water, making a paste. Okay. So flour, water, and our sour cream. So we're going to stir this together. That's nasty. It looks like toothpaste. Okay, so you're supposed to add this now. Vigorously whisk this mixture 2 tablespoons at a time into the soup. It says that this will also break up some of your potatoes, which is okay. You might see some initial little balls of flour form, but between the whisking and boiling, all will disappear. Don't panic. I don't think I've ever seen the phrase "don't panic" in a recipe before. That's funny. Like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or something. It already smells really good. It does. You can smell that chicken broth and it smells great. These pieces, I don't think I cut that one. I think I missed cutting that one, but that's okay. Okay. So you're supposed to add it 2 tablespoons at a time. I have this thing here. We're gonna just estimate. Now it says you're supposed to whisk that in there. The only whisk I have is a plastic one. Vigorously whisk. This plastic whisk is not going to break these potatoes. I think I'm going to have to cut them up. They are, well actually it is, they're very tender. Okay, do we see little balls of flour? Well, I see some little white flecks in there, but it says don't panic. Do a little bit more. Vigorously whisk. It's making it very creamy. Okay. A little more. I'm stabbing at the potatoes with my whisk. I can feel them breaking under the pressure. Okay. More. Vigorously whisk. Look at that. Look how it's thickening up. Some more. Vigorously whisk. Oh my gosh, it looks so creamy. Look at that. That looks so good. Some more. Vigorously whisk. I think this pot was the perfect size to do this soup. Vigorously whisk it again. You're going to get a nice workout on your forearm and your wrist right here. It's getting harder to stir it. Vigorously whisk some more. Wow, look at that. That looks so good. It smells great. It smells really good. Okay. Let me get the last bit of this. Get it off there. And vigorously whisk it again. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, now we want to add in the pickle juice, Old Bay seasoning, pepper and cayenne, and cook for 5 more minutes. So here we have our pickle juice right here. Make sure I have enough. 2 cups of pickle juice. There. We need to add in 1½ teaspoons of Old Bay seasoning. This is a half. One, two, three. Ooh, that smells good. Okay, there's that. And then we want to add in 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That's right here. Just 1/4 teaspoon of this. That big old potato, it's like it's caught in jail. Get out of there. I'll break you up. How did that happen? Get out. Have to chop that one up. Okay. And I'm going to take this and just crack a little bit of this pepper into here. It's noisy though. There. I'm going to stir that in. Now we're going to let this cook here for another 5 minutes, and then it is going to be ready to serve. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. And it smells delicious. So I'm going to let this cook a little more, and then we get to try it. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I just had to show you this soup. Look at how beautiful this is. Oh, it smells so, so good. And we're gonna try some of this. I don't have a ladle, I just have to make use of this thing right here. This is gonna be nice. Turn the heat off. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Yummy. It smells so good. I'm gonna add a little bit of dill to it. Just put a little bit of dill on there. Nice. So pretty. All right, now we can try it. All right, we have our soup all ready. Oh, it smells so good. You can smell the chicken broth, the dill pickle, the pickle stuff, definitely. Now I'm going to taste it before I add anything to it like salt or pepper or anything like that, but oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so warm. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I want to try it before I add anything to it. Oh my word. That is delicious. It is so good. I don't think I would add anything to it. No, I wouldn't add any salt or pepper or anything. Of course, depending on the way you make it, you might want to. And I even use the lower sodium chicken broth on this. But I don't like things super salty, so you might want to add more. But I think it's perfect just like it is. Oh, it's spectacular. You know what else you could do with this? It's so good. This is so good. I didn't know how I would feel about a dill pickle soup. This is really, really good. You know what you could even do? And I'm definitely going to make this again. You know what you could do? Add in, like if you had some leftover shredded chicken or something like that, put a little bit of chicken in here. Maybe a little bit of pasta. Some celery might be good. And just, yeah, like put in like some egg noodles or some little elbow macaroni or something like that. I don't think I'd put a lot, but maybe just a little bit. You can even do some dill flavored dumplings and put them in there. That would be good. This is great. This is wonderful. It's very inexpensive to make and you get a lot. I mean, I have a big pot of soup over there. It's gonna last several days. Definitely. I don't know if my kids would try it. My younger son does not like pickles, so I doubt he would try it, but my older son I bet would like it. This is great. This is great. It's easy to make. It is inexpensive and it is so good. Wow, it's like a really good comfort food. Very warm. It's I think it would be quite filling, especially if you added dumplings or something to it. Like a little pickle. Yeah, this is spectacular soup. This is wonderful. And so incredibly easy. That's one good thing about soup is that you just kind of keep dumping stuff in the pot. It's a great way to use up stuff if you have some leftovers in the refrigerator. Casseroles and soups are great for using up leftovers. The recipe did say that this probably wouldn't work very well with a crock pot because you have to bring stuff to a boil and then add, gently add in the sour cream mixture. So it doesn't work so great in a crock pot. So you kind of have to just do it in a pot on the stove. But I am sure there are crock pot recipes for similar soups. I have a crock pot, but I haven't gotten it out all winter. I really need to get it out and make some stuff with it. I think this is the best soup I have had in a while. I can't get over how good this is. It is delicious. You have to try this dill pickle soup. It's easy, it's inexpensive to make, it's quick. And even if you've never made soup before, you could totally make this. You absolutely could do this. There's nothing to it. You just follow the steps in the recipe, and you're going to have some hot, yummy soup to enjoy, and you will not regret it, especially if you like pickles. So definitely give it a try. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting to see this yummy, delicious soup today. I've definitely enjoyed it. And thank you so much for being here. It is so wonderful to see you every day. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.